a big celebration, and this celebration takes place once in a year when we look at what the future really holds. Colloquially, we call it the National Coding Week because the future is technology. And technology is not just the hardware, that means the piece of phone you have in your hand. The technology is what controls this phone. What is the software that sends messages and instructions to any phone? That's what we're looking at. So if you have a phone in your hand, or you came here in a car, or you use any form of technology, including the microwave, or the washing machine, or the lights that you switch on, you are right now in the technological age. And the only language of technology is the computer language. And colloquially, we call that coding. So you're giving a set of instructions to your computer so that they can help you with printing a piece of paper, they can help you in your presentation, they can help you in watching the internet, they can take you to your favorite site. Your computer is not a computer. Your laptop is not a laptop without the software, the set of instructions that we now colloquially call code. That's the reason why we have to dedicate this whole week every year to raise awareness, particularly in the younger generation, that is no longer an option. If you are involved in any learning, you must be involved in learning how to code. Because if you can learn how to code, poverty will be away from you, because the necessity for the future is self-evident. You can't get it into an aeroplane except the aeroplane has a software. This is true. You can't get into your car except your car has a software. So there is nothing we do today that will not require the necessity to use the software. I'm just going to share a quick video that explains this even better. Because you say you are an agricultural, you're an agric person, and therefore you don't need the phone, or you are a doctor, you don't need the phone. No, that is misleading. I'm going to just share a quick video that brings in the views of people that are in industry today, and I want you to enjoy this video.
I was 13 when I first got access to a computer.
My parents bought me a Macintosh in 1984 when I was 8 years old. I was in 6th grade.
I learned to code in college. Freshman year, first semester, intro to computer science.
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I think it was pretty humble beginnings. I think the first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
The first time I actually had something come up and say, hello world, and I made a computer do that. It was just astonishing.
Learning how to program didn't start off as wanting to learn all of computer science or trying to master this discipline or anything like that. It just started off because I wanted to do this one simple thing. I wanted to make something that was fun for myself and my sisters. And I wrote this little program and then basically just add a little bit to it. And then when I needed to learn something new, I looked it up either in a book or on the internet and then added a little bit to it.
It's really not unlike kind of playing an instrument or something, or playing a sport. It starts out being very intimidating, but you kind of get the hang of it over time.
Coding is something that can be learned, and I know it can be intimidating. A lot of things are intimidating, but what isn't?
A lot of the coding that people do is actually fairly simple. It's more about the process of breaking down problems than sort of coming up with complicated algorithms as people traditionally think about it.
You don't have to be a genius to know how to code. You need to be determined.
Addition, subtraction, that's about it.
You should probably know your multiplication tables.
You don't have to be a genius to code. Do you have to be a genius to read?
Even if you want to become a race car driver or play baseball, or build a house. And all of these things have been turned upside down by software.
What it is, computers are everywhere. You want to work in agriculture? Do you want to work in entertainment? Do you want to work in manufacturing? It's just all over.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, information, and none of us know how to read and write code.
When I was in school, I was in this after-school group called the Whiz Kids. And when people found out, they laughed at me and, all these things. And I'm like, man, I don't care. I think it's cool. And, I'm learning a lot. And some of my friends have jobs.
Our policy is literally to hire as many talented engineers as we can find. The whole limit in the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
To get the very best people, we try to make the office as awesome as possible.
We have a fantastic chef.
Free food,
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
free laundry,
Snacks, even places to play and video games and scooters. There's all these kind of interesting things around the office and places where people can play or relax or go to think or play music or be creative.
Whether you're trying to make a lot of money or whether you just want to change the world, computer programming is an incredibly empowering skill to learn.
I think if someone had told me that software is really about humanity, that it's really about helping people by using computer technology, it would have changed my outlook a lot earlier.
To be able to actually come up with an idea and then see it in your hands and then be able to press a button and have it be in millions of people's hands. I think we're the first generation in the world that's really ever had that kind of experience.
Just to think that you can start something in your college dorm room and you can have a set of people who haven't built a big company before come together and build something that a billion people use as part of their daily lives is just crazy to think about, right? It's humbling and it's amazing.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
It's amazing. I think it's the closest thing we have to a superpower.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it.
That's it. Here we go. It's clear that we are not going to move anything around, except we understand the value of coding. We have to understand the value of coding and know that it affects everywhere we go to. So we're going back to where we started, and we need to be able to understand why this is very important. Because if we don't understand why it's important, then we'll struggle with it. But if we understand why it's important, it will be very easy for us to be able to change a few things that we now have taken for granted. So I'm just going to see how everybody involved in this call can move on and then embrace the technology that we have today. There's something about the technology that we have today that we have to understand it. If you don't understand it and you say you want to be a banker, you will need codes. If you want to be a doctor, you will need codes. If you want to be a school teacher, you will need code because you will need some software. So I'm going to share with you very quickly the outline of what is going to look like tomorrow, because I need you to understand how useful it is and be able to work things out yourself. If you're able to work things out yourself, you see essentially how things are going to move, because I really need you to be able to understand that it is impossible. Whatever thing you think you are doing, you cannot do it because you haven't understood the technology that controls it. If you cannot understand the technology that controls it, then it becomes very difficult. That's why that video was showing us now. And that's one thing that we have all forgotten, very conveniently forgotten, that there is no way anyone, any one of us, can influence what we do right now positively if we just say, oh no, computers is for computer scientists. No, it's too important for us to leave to computer scientists. So I'm just going to make sure I share my screen now and then bring in the beats that I was telling you about earlier. And that's what you need to know if you're in entertainment, because you really need to know why you have to code. You have to code. You have to know why you have to code. Everybody consumes code. Just like you consume food, you consume some degree of computing today. You consume some software today. When you have an alarm system that wakes you up in the morning, that was programmed into it. When you have a washing machine, that was programmed. When you have a cell phone that you have to call someone locally or internationally, that is programmed. So if you don't have program, you cannot say you are alive today, because all the instructions are given literally by program. That's, for those of you that are unfamiliar with me, that's essentially what I advise the government. I've been privileged to advise government when it comes to aspects of education, employment, technology, and this across Europe and across the Atlantic now is increasingly getting to the point where they want some input of the work we've done with different ages, different socio-economic groups, and we found that children in the inner city, from what we've done, have the capacity to do mathematics and understand the logic of mathematics. We've always traditionally taught what is called non-verbal reasoning. And the combination of non-verbal reasoning and math completely sets these children alight. So don't even think because of your postcode you will not be able to pick up essential facts about this. So I had the privilege of doing some work with students that I've had who have now gone into Hollywood and using the power of coding. This is what I'm saying. In entertainment, that Oscars that I'm holding on to is not, it's not the replica, it's the real thing. I just want you to see that very clearly now. It's a real thing. That Oscars is a real thing. And that was because VFX, the special visual effects, was computer generated. I'm not even talking about CGI. Was computer generated, and that created so much sensation that it blew the committee that votes on Oscars. So it's an Oscar-winning, literally, software. There's a software that generated this Oscar. It wasn't the great stage presence of Denzel Washington, because he's an actor, he's great, he's a consummate actor, multi-award winning actor, using his talent compared to using the power software, and we arrive at the same destination. So no matter what aspect of life you want to be involved in, you will require, without a doubt, to code. So please make sure you log in, because this is the last event. This is the, what I'll say, the final card that will come through. Some people call it the grand finale. Grand finale, here is the time. I will give you the link to be able to make sure that you register to participate in the online global. You're going to have learners logging in from Asia, from Africa, from North America, from Europe, and everyone is going to celebrate the end this year of our Code Week, because it's become very important. Years ago, when we did the National Code Week, it was a local event. I mean, it's in the classroom, you got people in, and they did what was called hackathon. Each person was given a task, developed the task, looked at a problem, a real life problem that they saw as a problem, and then coded. And these were students and learners that have never had any experience whatsoever in coding. They came in on Friday, all Saturday they would do work on it. By Sunday, they produced, ladies and gentlemen, they produced an app that solved a problem that was there to them. So we're blessed to have the top of the top, the best minds in the world. We have the 42nd president of the United States, President Bill Clinton, will be speaking. We have Sheryl Sandberg, who wrote the best-selling book, and she will give you real insight about what happens in Facebook. We have will.i.am, that is so enthusiastic about technology. Most people think that will.i.am is just an entertainer. No, it's not much more than that. We are collaborating right now on a special app and a software that helps you to attend meetings. I'll be sharing more on that. How is it that I can attend 3 Zoom meetings at the same time and make notes and record what happens and then take action? I am one human being, and there are 3 meetings taking place across the continent. One meeting taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, another one taking place in Lusaka, and the third one taking place in London, England. And I am able to attend. I will share with you some of the work we're doing that using AI. Drew Houston, the creator of Dropbox, we're going to hear from him. We're going to hear from Julia Hartz, co-founder of Eventbrite. Thanks Eventbrite for helping us with the ticketing of this event. And most of our events now, including VIP events, are thanks to the great work that they're doing, the innovation they're doing with Eventbrite. Really trying to get things done. Jack Dorsey, pioneer at Twitter, and for those of you that are listening now on Periscope, that's the entire link there. And then we have Eric Yuan, someone that most of you would not have known 3 months ago, that now every single human being knows, because he is Mr. Zoom. He's the one that built Zoom from only 10 million users to 250 million users. How was that possible in a pandemic? So this is the reason why we know you were born to code. Anyone that loves any profession will know that coding is something that is so important to them. So whether you're a male, no matter what gender you are, no matter what height you are, you can code. And because you can code, I will make sure that I send you the link. I'm going to share the link with you, for those of you that are here now, and share it with your friends, and share it with anyone that is unemployed, and share it with anyone that has been made redundant due to COVID-19, and understand that the pandemic does not mean panic. If anything, it means progress. So you need to be able to work that through and ensure that you are not a victim of this situation. You know, yes, I can code. So you're going to hear from the top player. I just played a snippet for you to have a look at today. And I know that tomorrow at exactly 8 p.m. British Standard Time, and that's about 2 p.m. Eastern. So you will be blessed with the knowledge of these frontliners, innovators, and people that are ready to change everything. So you were born to code. This is why you must code, because it's very important to everybody. Because if you're coding, you're in software development, and you're providing solutions to the real world. So I thank you for listening, and I hope you click on the link that we're sending to you today to register. It's free if you just come in, but if you wanted the materials, then it's something that you might get involved in. So I thank you for your attention, and I'll look forward to seeing you at the big event tomorrow. Thank you. So I will just, I hope everybody enjoyed that presentation, and thank you for your comments, and thank you for your contribution, and thank you for your interaction. And we will be able to turn things around and make sure that everybody understands the need to be able to understand the fundamentals. It is not an optional extra. It is the sign of life and usefulness in today's world. So we'll look forward to seeing you, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation today. Don't forget, go to the Eventbrite page now and get your free ticket. Get your free ticket at the Eventbrite page. I'll put the link on that comments, and I'll put, you'll be able to share that with your friends. There is no cost this year.